So, a couple of days ago, Wednesday, um, when I made the last video, I said Friday would be nice to have the T2 actually sitting on his own wheels under his own weight with the suspensions mounted and geometry found and obviously made all correct, etc. etc. But I was a bit optimistic. However, I find out that I'm still a kid and all I need to get the job done properly is to get excited enough. And to be honest, with the engine mounted the way we mounted it, well, at least tried to mount it, I really like it because, like I said before in the previous video, there's like so many advantages. I mean, we improving the car handling, the braking, everything is improved. So I really like it. So I went excited and on very long shifts, about 13, 14 hours per day. And yeah, that's the result. Because I promise you, on Friday, no matter what, I'm gonna make another video to see how far we went. And we went pretty far, actually. There you go. And if you see the arches, the fenders, they're not far too much. I thought that the wheels they're gonna stick out about inch. I miscalculated something, obviously. And maybe I miscalculated just the ET on the wheels, but they nearly go inside. So I think some little modifications to the body and they will fit. However, the subframe, let me show you. The subframe is not mounted yet, obviously, but it is in a position. It is centered and is exactly what it should be. It's all squared to the body, to the chassis and everything. So the arms are in the right position, the CV joints, you see, shafts, both of them, is already all in. Someone make a joke, this is gonna be real still. And yes, we could make it real still, but this is just electric steering rack. So I could kind of make it on the switch, full lock left, full lock right, for maybe, I don't know, parallel parking or something like this. It would be really funny. And to be honest, me being me, I would actually like to do it, but obviously it won't be safe because then imagine if something goes wrong and goes full lock left and right on a motorway. No, that wouldn't be funny. So no. Let's be serious for a moment. And however, back to the rack, I think obviously this will have to be removed because the turbo sitting there. You see, I removed the turbo and the plano for now, so I got more space to work with to make these mounts for the springs and brackets and all that bollocks. However, I'm thinking to actually leave the steering rack because it will make my job easier. Because one way or another, I have to make these attachments. I mean, for this here, yeah, this separates why when I already have this on, already is bolted, nice and strong. All I have to do is probably remove these caps, the adjustments for the play, for the internal play, and maybe making some sort of locking mechanism so the internal bit it will be completely locked, and then you adjust your toe obviously from those rods. So I'm thinking that would be a good solution, good time saving. Sure, it would be nice to make everything custom made and all beautiful, but you know, to be honest, this is not what we're looking for. We're looking for make it work good, not looking good. So, plus again, I think it looks good anyway. It may confuse some people as well, having the steering rack on the back as well. Now, let's go forward. Usually, let me show you, this is the mess. This is a rod that has bush here. No, there's no bush here, but there's a bush here. This bush actually, now it's inside here. I made this rod here, but usually this one fits this end, fits inside this bush through that hole there. But because I clogged the engine and the gearbox a little, obviously it doesn't fit anymore. Because then this bush on this side, it will have to fit this bolt over here. Now, you may say, okay, why haven't made something like an S shape and still bolted with this one, blah, blah, blah. Yes, I could have done it. But to be honest, I don't know, it kind of didn't convince me. I just didn't like it, to be honest with you. And I wanted to make something stronger. So I made this. I know it's a bit ugly, but it's strong attachment. It uses two bolts, two mounting points on the gearbox, not one. And then this is the original bushing that it was here. before, just mounted different way. And here I've used another bigger bushing, but it's harder than the standard because standard one is very soft, so you can actually touch it and you can actually move it with your fingers. And this is when you see in the Golfs and the Seats and other stuff, if you grab the engine from the head, you can actually rock it forward and back. And in my opinion, they just have too much play, too much movement. So I wanted to eliminate this. However, there is a downside from this. And if this bush here, the bigger one, is too hard, then it will transmit all the vibrations from the engine to the chassis, and you're gonna feel it when you're gonna drive it, which won't be as comfortable as I want it to be. So there's a bit of that chance. If that would be the case, then I will have to change that bush for a softer one, but I'm fairly confident that will be all right. So, all the improvements, not much. We got the anti-roll bars, obviously not attached yet, but we got the proper anti-roll bars, proper brakes, proper suspensions and all that stuff. So I'm really, really happy with this. Now, next thing to do, obviously I will have to, let me show you, see, the alternator have to go there. So obviously there's no space for it. This is the only thing that I have to modify this bulkhead for, the alternator. Now I'm hoping to use the standard bracket and mount it quite high. However, if that comes to above the level of the bed, then I will have to make a new bracket and mount the alternator lower than the bed and make that kind of scoop inside the bulkhead under the bed, because I don't want to compromise anything, any space inside the van, especially the bed. So I have to find that out, but it's nothing major. Another big thing is gonna be remove this, remove all of this stuff inside here, all the wires, and these are the heater pipes, because we have the a proper heater there that takes water from the engine, like on the modern vans. So all of this stuff will have to go on this side of the chassis, and all of this place, or this space inside the chassis legs will have to be empty, and we're gonna make a fuel tank. Now the fuel tank, I'm not gonna make it because Nick found the company, apparently it's not far from here. They produce marine fuel tanks out of composites and aluminium and all that stuff. That's what they specialize for. So to be honest, just give them the measurements, all the fittings. They feed their own senders, fuel senders in. So to be honest, I think it's no brainer. It will take me longer and it will cost him more for me to build one custom. So I think that's a good option. Hope he's gonna make it. If not, I will have to. Prefer not to. What else? Not much. Obviously now we have to sort out the shifter. We're gonna use T45 gear shifter, and then using long cables because they have to go up to here, and we're gonna use sort of, I think, marine cables in stainless they use to control the engine from the back of the boat. So yeah, that's it. It's done. He can see on his own weight. Oh fuck me, James. It's revving the engine. So that's it. We're in really good position. I thought I'm gonna be at this stage by mid next week, and this is the end of this week, and I've already done it. So I'm very happy with this.